We've talked a lot about cursing on this podcast because when we had the Kelsey documentary come out and I cursed in front of our kids and people were deeply offended by the fact that I curse in front of our kids. And I had multiple conversations about like, I don't curse at my kids. My kids are little. But I don't put enough weight into these words to think that like they're never going to hear them in their lifetime or that they should be offended by my usage of them in front of them when like all it does is really add to my vocabulary and emphasize my point. Not to mention when I said it in the documentary, I was talking about spending $40,000 for tickets to a Super Bowl.
I think that's justified.
That's one of the questions I had for you. I know in Lucky, Bert talks about, I think it's Georgia. He says something and in his quote of her, she curses. And now that they're older, like what is the parenting style there?
Well, out of high school, yeah. Once you're in college, yeah. But before that, I really was like, I wouldn't allow it. I believe in a separation of church and state. I believe that parents get privileges children don't get.
Yep.
Because that keeps a clear delineation for both parties, right? So I don't want to be too much of a friend to my kids. That's not my role. And I can't let them just run roughshod over every rule until, and there is a definite like line for a lot of rules. You know, you can't drink till you're 21.
Yes.
That is the law. You cannot drink in our house, our children. I'm sorry, until you're 21. I'm not an idiot. I know that you're sneaking off with your friends drinking. I know I did find an empty bottle of something in somebody's closet. I'm not stupid. And you get punished for that.
Right.
But because it's the law that we all agreed to live in the society. That's what we all agreed to live with. So the same goes with our household. We never allowed them to curse. We always called them mommy and daddy words when they were little.
Yep.
And when you're older, you can have mommy and daddy words too, but you can't have them now because you're a child, just like you can't drive when you're 5 years old.
Yes.
Just like you can't, register to vote until you're 18. So that's kind of how we parented it.
I do think that has been the funniest thing for me is that we call them grown-up words, or as my girls say, grown-up words. And they don't try to say them. They don't find satisfaction in saying it. And so it just is so funny to me that these people are like, how dare you say that in front of your kid? And I'm like, my kid doesn't even want to say it back to me. Why the fuck do you care?
Right. And they don't even understand what half of them mean,
Ever.
And, I read somewhere a long time ago that parents that curse in front of their children are less apt to curse until they're adults.
It's
because it's not taboo it's not like, oh my
exciting.
God.
It's not exciting. You hear it every day.
No, you hear it every day. So it's no big deal. But yeah, our kids didn't curse till they were probably maybe 16 or 17.
Sure.
And it still would be like, we don't talk like that in our house, but they would kind of,
It's funny. I will curse in front of my mom freely. I still will not say the F word in front of my dad. It's just like I don't know if it's like a respect thing, but like I just know that like I can say pretty much anything else and it won't bother him, but he's made it a point in his life to not drop the F-bomb in front of my sister and I. And so like I just am returning the favor of not saying it in front of him. And I know that it like bothers him. So I'm just like, out of respect for you, I won't say the F word in front of you. I'll say everything else, but I won't say the F word in front of you. So we always make jokes on here about like, Dad, this is not the episode for you.
That's so cute. That's just being respectful. That's so nice. Though. Yeah.
No, it's meanwhile, my sister on the other side will like drop it on purpose just to get under his skin.
Well, we each have our own relationships.
Right? It's fun. Yeah. It's fun. So cool. I would always love it when she would drop it because I'm like, what's he gonna do?
Watch this, guys.
Yeah.
Back up.
Learn from their mistakes.
That's awesome.